So I thought I'd tackle this bit. So I've cleaned it out here, and I've made this template which is going to go in there like that, and it's sort of the inner section, so it needs to be sealed because water can get in there, down into this tunnel here, so it seals off the tunnel once the panel's on. And actually it's a strengthening section as well. It strengthens this section where the rear chassis attaches, so that goes inside there, and then the outer panel comes on there as well. So that's the bit I'm going to make. Got my bit, and let's take it from this section here, and it's going to be this section like that, and it's going to have a cutout, and it's going to run along like that. I'll go away to this edge, and then oops. This is my section. So this is my section. It's going to go in there. I'll cut out this bit. It doesn't have to be super clean because I'm going to bend up the edges and everything. So that's the first bit. So now I'm going to use my scientific bending tool, and I'm going to place it here. I'm actually going to start bending up the bottom edge. All the way around. So, tedious process, but I'm just basically getting the rough edge shaped. Because then what I'll do is I'll use a dolly and a hammer to get it nicer. And now I need to bend the top down. So that's going to start taking shape. It's going to go in there. It's going to bend over. It has like a lip that attaches in there as well. It's getting there. Getting there. It's a bit time consuming, but hey. Obviously I have to cut this out so that they can go in there. And It's going to go over the panel. Like that. Start there. So now I just need to bend it out a bit, and then use the soft hammer to sort of fix that corner up. So I'll continue on. Right, so I've got my piece clamped in place. I basically just sprayed it with some weld through primer on the bottom and also the beam as well. And I'm just going to start with a tack here and there, and then I'm going to bend this down into place and shape it so it starts to take the line. So let's see how that goes. Pretty good. Now I'll do one on top. I've got a wire blockage. Oh, I'll find out what's going wrong. Just a bit of a wire blockage. Trim that off, and let's try again. And I'll just move it out. To the lower position. Tack one in there. And this position down the bottom. Actually surprised how well the weld through primer actually works. It's really good. It's really neat. Now I actually just want to beat this into place a bit and blend this one out. Amazing tools these. The old lifesaver. Actually, I might get a bit more clever about this and use this. good actually. That can just lock in there. Allow me to tack weld it across the top here. So let's see, here we go. What's that? I'll just grind that down a little bit so that the other panel can go up against there. Pretty good, I think. Let's look and see if I can see any holes in it. No, it's pretty much sealed. I've obviously got to clean these up a bit, but and I might just fill that in a bit. Could smell something burning and realize it was the paper on the floor. So there's my panel. So after some choice swear words, finger bleeding and a bit of banging, I've actually got my piece. It's going to fit in there. Clunk, like that. I'm going to put some weld through primer underneath it. Also spray this piece on the back with some weld through primer. And then drill some holes here so I can actually spot weld, and a couple on the top as well. And then weld it in place. Remember, this is the inner panel. So there's an outer one that's going to go over and close it. Okay, so I've drilled some spot weld holes, and I'm just going to get this so that it meets up at the back. Again, this is the inner strengthening plate. It doesn't need to be pretty, which is good because it's not going to be. I've sort of created it so it can lock in a bit, like that. It sort of has to follow the contour up there. It's going to be alright. There's a bit of a gap here, but it doesn't matter because it's going to have a cover that goes on that covers that anyway. So, and I can do a spot weld underneath. So it's going to be alright. actually just cut this little bit out here. So that can go up against there. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Like that. Alright, so now it's a weld through primer. So I'm going to hit this with some rust converter inside because I can see how badly rusted it is. And in here also. And there. That's just a rust converter. It converts all that rust into a surface that I can weld, prime. So here we are. I've made my little piece and now I'm just going to tack this into place. There we go, so tacked in place, cleaned up a bit. Give it a bit of a primer coat, and yeah, it's a bit rough.